Welcome to the show, everyone. We're already having fun at Networking Arizona, and it's a little hot in here, so I'm hoping that it gets a little cooler. And we're live on Facebook, so hi to everybody out there. Like us and follow us. We're going to be sharing the show in just a little bit. Networking, that's what we're doing here. We're talking to you about what we do. That's what everyone talks about. It's information for you all out there. And my first guests have been on with me a few times now. I have with me Stephanie and Mike Maloney, and they are owners of the Wealth Store. Welcome to the show. Back to the show, I should say. I know that you've been out of this COVID. There have been things going on. We haven't been around. You've had fires near your area. Tell us a little bit about yourself, what you do, and how you've been doing.
Well, hello, Carol. Thanks for having us. We have continued to do what we've always been doing. We have the Wealth Store, but we also have Premier Estate Planning as well. And we like to think that we're in the foundation business of just helping people get a strong bedrock of foundation. And we
I like that.
continue
Bedrock.
to do that through the COVID.
You know what? Before you came on, I could hear you guys talking. I love it when the husband and wives come on and they're the team. And he was kind of whispering what he wanted to say. Foundation planning is what I heard you say.
Right.
And I want to talk a little bit about what that means and what you mean by that, and kind of how you can help people, because you gotta listen up to this. I was talking about you earlier today to somebody who I was telling them that what you do, and they were like, oh, and I'm going to talk to you about a couple of questions that they brought up. That's what this is all about, networking. And I want to get out some information about you, because I also think I just found out, I don't remember if I had said it before, but you work nationwide, so it doesn't matter what state you are, and we're heard all over, so people that are listening, some people listening on their computers and stuff like that, you know, they work nationwide with people. Listen up to how they can help you. Go ahead.
Okay. Foundation planning. The reason it's important is for this reason. Our country passed the CARES Act. Okay, that's where they stipend people. They're allowing Americans to cash in their 401ks without penalties and spread their tax over 3 years. Why did our government do that after 12 years of a bull market run? For one reason: most Americans are dead broke. Okay? Most advisors are not focusing on the real problem the majority of Americans have, which is their debt and how long they're carrying it in their lives. And foundation planning for us is debt elimination, not debt consolidation. So we put strategies in place for our clients, and we teach them how to pay off, not consolidate again. And the reason I'm doing that on purpose, there's a lot of consolidation fees out there. You pay somebody a fee for you to kick your debt down the road. We're showing people how to eliminate all their debt: student loans, credit cards, business debt, mortgages, for most clients in less than 9 years. And most of our clients don't spend any more money than they're spending right now to do it. Okay? I think we have very little business investing until we're either mostly or completely debt-free. When you're debt-free, you have true financial freedom. When you're investing with debt, what are you trying to do? You're trying to save your way out of debt, and that's virtually impossible. Why? For this simple reason: the long-term return on the stock market is not 12% like a famous radio personality says. The S&P 500 unmanaged index has a 5% gross return over the last 20 years. Okay? And the gross return means no management fee and no tax. When you add management fees and tax, most of you can do your own math. Cut that number in half, which means very few people are netting more than that 5% on their investments. Okay? And one other item I want people to think about. The most common method of savings for the future that people are using today are a 401k. And most people don't recognize that a 401k works like this. You put good money from your earnings into this account every pay period. You have absolutely no idea what the rate of return is going to be, and you have absolutely no idea what the government's going to charge you in the form of an income tax when you retire. And many of us just blindly throw money into this program without thinking about any other strategy, in particular, debt elimination.
Well, as I listen to you, I think that people, what they should do, I don't even know how much people are in debt. I know they're in a lot of debt. I know a lot of people now just, I think, got themselves in more debt. And I think that was one of the things that someone had asked me about, because they just got a SBA loan,
Yes.
right? And that's like they've got 30-something years to pay it back, which fine and dandy, but the fact is that just brought them, a lot of people now, even more in debt, or now in debt, because they thought they could, I'm gonna jump on the bandwagon and get it, right?
Absolutely.
Because they have all this time to pay it back or whatever.
That's their plan, by the way. Don't believe me. That's the marketer's strategy for keeping you in debt for the rest of your life.
Right. And so the question is, okay, let's say somebody has also now just gotten that loan, can you help them, can they add that into this?
Absolutely.
Okay, because a lot of us listening out there listen to this very carefully. We're talking about debt elimination, 9 years. I know, okay, you said that sounds like a long time. It really isn't when you consider look at how fast our years go. And if you can sit down, and I think anyone that is planning on putting money in the market, or, talking to even an advisor, right? First, if you are in debt, don't talk to them first, talk to someone like you first, right? So find out how you can eliminate that debt so that everything that you're doing after that is safe, right? Is safer, I should say.
Well, how about this?
But say it right for me.
Well, you can afford to take risks because you're not relying on that money to bail you out of anything in the short term. Mm-hmm. Investing requires the long term. Gambling and trading is short term. And that's the only time you ever hear from gamblers and traders is when things are going well. When things are going bad, they never tell you about the bad stories. They only tell you about the home runs, not the strikeouts.
And I wanted to add something, Carol. We also like to work with other financial advisors too and teach them this strategy so they can implement it for their clients. Because when we're working with a person that we meet, that's one of the first questions we'll ask them if they have an advisor. And if they've had an advisor for a period of time, well, let's see their debt elimination strategy they put in place for you, and there never is one.
Right, because they don't talk about
They don't know
that.
how to deal with it.
Right.
They just don't
you're
know.
looking, it depends on who you're talking to also, because a lot of people that, they have products and that they work for companies or whatever, that's their job, but I think it's a great idea. So if you are a financial planner, maybe talk to them and find out how you guys can partner up in a sense,
Yeah.
to help the clients and find out their strategy.
I have 15 CFPs that work with us in implementing our strategy.
Now, you've been doing this for 30 years.
Yes, I have.
And your website is debtisheavy.com. And let me tell you, you all know how that feels. You have it. Everyone has it. If you got 3 payments, that's all you got. It's still heavy. When you don't have the money, and especially right now, when things that you might have lost a job recently, you might just, don't make enough. You never had enough. You open it up, that credit card or whatever because you want, now it's going to give you a way to be able to buy things that you normally couldn't have. How about you told me you can do department stores, you can do clothing stores, you can do school loans, over everything, put it all in one pot.
All debt.
Within 9 years.
May I add?
Yeah.
All consumer debt is normally paid with our strategy in 2 years or less.
So you see, now I'm going to give out this information because this is we're not calling it consolidation. We want you to understand this is elimination. And anybody that's listening to this, even if you know somebody, if you yourself think you don't need it, you know somebody that does. We all know someone that's hurting when it comes to money. Their phone number is 623-748-3920. They work nationwide. They do free consultations. They've been doing this for 30 years. And you also have said that everything that you do and say is guaranteed.
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely.
So I have it right here. They're here right now. He got in a little late, so he's just kind of getting warmed up with us right now. You can check him out on their website. It's debtisheavy.com. Again, their number is 623-748-3920. I just told someone about them this morning. You should too. So we're still live on Facebook, so we're going to continue our conversation.
Fantastic.
Go ahead and talk a little bit more if you like.
Okay. Well, going on what Stephanie was sharing about if somebody has a financial advisor, and we'll ask that, and I'll normally say, well, how long you been with the advisor? And if they tell me 10 plus years, I definitely say, go grab me their debt elimination plan. And I know that they don't have one. But the point I want to make to this potential client is that if your advisor was in the debt elimination business, you would have already had a plan in place. And if you've been with them for 10 years,
You should have.
you would have been debt-free if you were with me. Okay? Right? Debt-free is very important. If you ask most people, I would say all people, is it your objective to be debt-free entering retirement? I want to find somebody that tells me no. Okay? I don't think anybody tells me no. But 65% of today's retirees have debt in retirement.
Why is it that you find people that, let's say, hold back from taking the plunge when they hear something like this?
Embarrassment.
And yet they'll call, let's say, somebody on that, for tax purposes. We'll just say that, on taxes, how they'll say, oh, you can get out of your tax payment on pennies on the dollar, whatever.
Right.
Because they saw it on TV. They'll call that, but they won't call you. I don't understand that.
Embarrassment.
Embarrassment,
They're
and too good to be true, but take 30 minutes and figure it out.
Mm-hmm.
You
That's-
know?
yeah. We show everybody at 100%
We're going to
detail.
talk about that when we get back, because I think it's important, okay? It's a good conversation to have.
Absolutely.
Okay?
Absolutely.
So it goes by fast. Are you okay?
I'm good.
Yeah, good.
Do I not look good?
No, you're fine. You just, I'm so used to you joking a little bit.
I understand. I was just,
The last Facebook Live, while we were waiting, he was sitting there, he looked so mean. You didn't know we were on camera.
I apologize.
Oh, he looks tough.
I'm having a good day.
Yeah, that's okay.
I'll tell
That's
you,
okay.
there's a
It's
lot of people out today in this COVID, supposedly. Those roads are packed.
Yeah, I said the same thing.
Yes.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know where we're supposed to be, what they're supposed to be doing. I have my mask. I just go from my car to here.
I put mine in the pocket
I'll
here.
just put it on.
Yeah.
I'm glad that I happened to do that. It just so happened that he asked me who was on. I saw it. He goes, oh, and when he asked me about about the SBA, I said, I don't know. I'm going to ask him.
The answer is absolutely. We put it into our analyzer,
Just another debt.
and we'll come out with a written report that says, there's your answer.
So what we're going to do is talk about that too, because we want to, when you say it's too good to be proved true,
Sure.
then we're going to talk about how you go about what that looks like when you sit down and talk with them.
I know the guy yesterday when I told him I can't do business with you because this planning doesn't work for you, it's too tight. He was shocked that I wasn't pushing him to figure out a strategy. There wasn't one. He don't have enough money. He's got a big debt issue that I can't assist him with. Yeah, some people I can't help.
Right.
It's a minority.
So
but-
welcome back, everyone. We're still live on Facebook, so hi to everybody out there. We are talking right now with Stephanie and Mike Maloney. They are owners of the Wealth Store, and I love the Wealth Store. It's making the person that I kind of get it after a while, right? It takes me a while, but I get it. But you're making each individual wealthy, and how you do that is right now you're talking about debt elimination. We're not talking about consolidation in any way. And at the break, we were talking because we stay live on Facebook, and I talked to you a little bit about why people sometimes don't make this phone call to you. What was your answer?
Number one, it's embarrassment. They're really not ready to show anybody their decisions. Just there's no other way to say it. They're embarrassed.
I think sometimes that's even within the couple, if we're dealing with a couple. Maybe one person does the finances and the other person doesn't really know the full depth of where they're at.
That's always good.
So it kind of be a little counseling session too sometimes
Right.
with clients.
If you go on that point, one of the major topics married couples fight over is money. And why do they fight over money? Because they're not on the same plan. And what we do for our clients is we provide them with a written plan that shows them exactly what our strategy can accomplish for them prior to them even moving forward. I mean, once they see the strategy, they can go, nope, no thank you. What information do we need to give that written strategy report? We need simple information. No Social Security, no account numbers. We just need to know the amount of the debt, the rate of interest you're paying, and what payments you make, the minimum or more than the minimum. Then we need to understand where you're keeping money, 401k, IRA, bank account, etc. And for some clients, we'll have them do what we call a spending planner. That's just a way of putting pen to paper and knowing where your money goes on a monthly basis, which most people have no clue
I know.
where their money's going. And what we're doing for people is we're helping them to find the inefficiencies with their dollars and help them become more efficient by showing them how to use that money to eliminate all their debt, as we've said, in 9 years or less.
And you're still going to be living basically the same way that you are right now.
For most people are going
Just smarter.
Most people are going to spend the same money they're spending now. And I will give a little wrinkle. Yesterday I did a plan for somebody. Their way of getting out of debt was 45 years. Okay? The best we could do for them is 13 and a half years. So I said earlier, most people 9 years or less. But I'll tell you what, right now, when I say you're out of debt in 13 and a half versus 45, hello?
Yeah.
I don't think I should have to say anything else to show you the benefit of the process.
And this is a guaranteed process. They
If they
guarantee
follow,
everything they do.
well, I don't guarantee it, the process does.
The process
Okay?
does.
And if, the point is if the client follows the process, they will accomplish the objective.
Right.
Okay.
Listen, that's the bottom line. You gotta do what they tell you to do.
Right. And this is not about investing, okay? This is not about a rate of return. This is about debt elimination. The reason most Americans are in the problems they're in today is because they're chasing returns and they're not addressing the number one way of improving financially, which is to get rid of the high interest rates they're paying out to somebody else.
And I'm telling you now, I think that everyone listening, listen to this carefully. We're talking about debt elimination, not consolidation, elimination in 9 years or less. And yes, you have to follow the plan, but you know what? You got yourself, we all got it ourselves. It's okay. No matter what you did, it's okay. We all done it. You know, it's designed for, our world is designed for you to get into this position, actually.
Billions
and
of
to make
dollars
it
of
easier
marketing.
and easier and easier. I know that they come into your mail, they come on your email, they come in and you're already pre-approved and it's like, well, let me just go ahead and do it. And it seems easy and then all of a sudden you turn around and you're way in debt. Let me give out the information. Their phone number direct, it's 623-748. 748-3920. They're nationwide. They do free consultations. This is a no obligation free consultation to you. Their website is debt-is-heavy, and it is.com. Go ahead.
By the way, when you're debt free, any income that you have coming in, guess what it can be used for? Anything you want. When you don't have debt, you have freedom. You actually get to enjoy the money.
You know what I also love about it that you do is that you said that you create a plan, okay? And honestly, if you should all be living on plans. We should all know. Everybody should take 1 month and write down every cent they spend. Right?
Sure.
Because wait till you see how many times, and you think it's no big deal that you went to Starbucks like 4 times that week. Right? And at the end of the year, at the end of the month when you see, and then at the end of the year where you see all that money where it goes.
It's probably $1,500 annually on that.
It's amazing.
I'm going to coffee.
We had one family, $800 a month on average.
Wow.
Because she was going with the kids. But of course they weren't thinking about that.
Frappuccinos for everybody.
And they're great.
Oh, yeah.
It's kind of like, I guess we could cut back there. People, when they get into this process, they get excited and then they start finding money too. And it's like, can we add more? Because they get inspired.
It's got to feel good. One thing I know is that when you're organized, and we're going to talk about that later on today, and that's basically what you're doing is organizing these people's finances in a sense so they can live in a way that is, they should be accustomed to living, but more so that it is within their means.
When you don't get fit by not exercising and not eating well, and you're not going to get financially fit by just doing what you've been doing.
Now,
you have to make a change. So.
When they sit down with you, okay, you said basically all you need is pretty simple stuff. I mean, you're not asking for their social security or anything like that.
No, again, we can sit down virtually or in person, okay? We have an educational process where we bring you through and show you all the reasons why, and we actually show you the how, because we're going to show you several examples of real clients and how we've helped them. Of course, we're protecting their privacy. They're just numbers on the screen. Mm-hmm. But you're going to see how we've helped real people. And in that first consultation, what we believe is you're going to determine whether or not you want to see the information for your particular situation. It doesn't mean you're implementing. All it means is, what I've shown you what we've shown you in the first meeting is interesting enough for you to get details on your own. Okay? Again, there's no cost or obligation. We get the information. We deliver your report. We review it. Now it's up to you. Do you want to implement the strategy or you don't? As I've said before, or as you said, I've been doing this 30 years. If I show somebody a report where their way of becoming debt-free is 26 years, and without them using any more money than they're using now, they're debt-free with our strategy in, let's say, 7.2 years, okay? If you tell me no, I'm not going to spend any time battling with you. If you can't see the benefit, We have people, and I'm not being arrogant. We have people that say yes. If for some reason you don't see the benefit, we don't burn bridges. We shake hands, and when you're ready to address it, we will.
Right, and that it's all when people are ready. People do things when they're ready.
Right.
But please, when you're listening to this, take the initiative and make the phone call. Could change your life. Give it to somebody like I did earlier. I gave it to somebody's your information to somebody earlier today. And again, that's what I love about the show. If you know somebody, it's networking. Tell them about it. This is great information.
I want to say something funny.
Yeah.
People don't think that their mortgages are debt.
Oh yeah, we were talking about this the last time.
So they are debt, but the industry has created the term mortgage. So it's in a different category in our heads. And when we're out networking, you know, we'll do our spiel and people will be like, well, I don't have any debt. Oh, you've already paid off your mortgage, or you don't have oh, I've got a mortgage. It's a completely different animal to people, and they already take it as a positive. And we can even take, because there's a lot of refinancing going on right now. If somebody's considering doing a 15-year mortgage, they should look at this strategy first, because we can generally get it paid off quicker than 15 years, keeping the 30. So that means they're keeping more control of their dollar, because you can't go back to the mortgage company in 5 years and say, you know what, I'm struggling. I want some of that money back.
But this is a great way to do
So-
it. You just said it. And so basically almost anything that you have can go into this plan.
When somebody decides to have a consultation, we describe all the flexibility we have too. This isn't a rigid plan. This can move with the ebb and flow of life if it's necessary.
That's good, because some people need that, and it's good to hear. Now, again, we want you to know this is debt elimination. That includes, if you guys have gotten some of these different loans lately, if you've refied, if you have a mortgage, if you own a home and you've got a mortgage, that's considered debt. So you can check them out on their website. It's debt.is.heavy.com. Their phone number is 623-748-3920. They work nationwide. This is a free, no obligation consultation that they can do either virtually or over the phone or with you in person. Go ahead.
Preferably in person or virtual, because we have visuals we want people to see.
Yeah, absolutely. What are your final words today?
If anything we've said here today sounds interesting, stop worrying and see the details of our process, and then make a decision as to whether or not it'll benefit you.
I was going to say this earlier about the organization part. When you organize someone's life, especially when your finances are organized, you know what you can do, what you can't do, and you've eliminated your debt, and you know you're on that way. Wow. What a great feeling it feels. It feels great when you just organize your room, for God's sakes.
And I might add, if there's any concern, there's people out there that run their financial decisions by other people. Have them available to hear what we have to say too.
That number to call them is 623-748-3920. It's debt.is.heavy.com.
Is that it? Nice. That flies, doesn't it?